Hello YouTube, hi, this is Fahad from Future Phones, and today I have a sound bar from Sony. It's a SA-CT290. So I will just try and it's a very long sound bar. I've already disassembled it. I just want to show you the model. It's a SA-CT290. I don't know if you can see that. I'll just bring it in the bigger cam. Yeah, so this is the one. It's a CT209. Come on, focus. Yeah, that's the one. SA-CT290. The problem with this soundbar is it won't power on, and this is what is inside of it. I'll show you. And before we proceed with this repair, I want you to be aware of few things. So this board has this system has two sides. So this is the power supply unit, and this is the audio board. Now if you are ever opening any of these type of boards, so I would highly suggest you to not touch this area, because there is a high power in these capacitors and in this board, and you can have a severe shock. So don't touch it, don't work on it if you don't know what you are doing, and you can have high current voltage current with this, and you can have severe injury with this type of board. So when I'm working on these type of board, I never touch this board, because I've had very bad experiences with these caps, twice actually, and since then I've completely stopped touching this board whenever I'm checking. So there is some other procedures when how you can discharge the cap, and after that you can touch the cap and you can check. For example, if I just show you now in the multimeter, and I wish I can just bring my multimeter now. Yes, my multimeter is on now. Just for a little demonstration, I will look. It is not connected to any power at the moment, so the board is independent at the moment without any power. And this is where the power input is, this side. So what we will do, we will just, for the argument's sake, I'm just going to check what sort of power is available at this capacitor now. So if I just put one probe on the ground, voltage meter at the DC range, and I will just connect it, I'm quite sure there should be some power in there, or maybe it has discharged. So I'll just find where the ground is. I think this should be the ground, and I'll go here. So there is no power in there yet. Yeah, we have 10 volts. So this capacitor can hold up to 400 volts, and it's a 120 it says something 120 farads maybe. So but this is the part you don't want to touch. Okay, just after this warning, I will just tell you how I can diagnose the problem on this one. So it has a power cable. I will connect the power cable to the source outlet, and I will try and connect this power to, just 1 minute, this side of the board. Okay, so we have power plugged in, and this is the 240 volts. So again, when I'm working on it, I'm not going to touch it. So we will just check what is happening with this board. So we know that 240 volts coming here, and I will just check, because this is the AC line, so this is AC and is converting the AC voltage into DC volt in this area. So I think I should go straight to this side of the board and check if we have DC volt available. And if we have DC volt available, then I will not need this power supply connected. Okay, so I can see, so this is the only connection from this board to there, and this is called the hot side of the board and this is the cold side of the board. There's no problem, you can touch this, there's no issues here, because usually it's like 12 volts here, so that should be fine, or 18 volts, but 240 volts or 400 volts is a killer, so you don't want to touch this. So I will just quickly check on this connector if we have some voltages available. If the voltages are good, then we don't need to work on this area, we will work on this area then. Okay, so it is off, power it on, and I will check, find a ground here, and I will check if we have any voltages. We have 18 volts available on one point, 18 volt, 18 volt. Sorry, you can't see that, but I'll try and show you how I'm checking it. So these are the pins we are looking at right now. So we'll go, we have 18 volt, 18 volt, 18 volt, and this should be ground, 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 and then we have another line. This is probably something, okay, there is another 18 volt going in, and this is ground, ground, and ground. So by the looks of it, this board has power supply going to these coils and capacitors, and this area, this is going 18 volts possibly, and there is another 18 volt line going in this area. I don't know why this not clear. Okay, it's much more clear, and I'm quite sure now you can see what pins we are talking about. So I've just corrected the focus on this camera. So this is what I was talking. So we have 18 volt here, and we have 18 volt on one of these pins here. So these three pins have 18 volt, and one this pin has 18 volt, and this 18 volt I'm quite sure is going to these coils. So we will just check these coils if we have anything here, or possibly this 18 volt is going to these caps. Okay, we have 18 volt here, and we have 18 volt here also. Okay, let's see what about this 18 volt. Is this coming here on this coil? Okay, we have no power on this coil. Okay, so 18 volt is coming here, but possibly this is a coil, and we have 18 volt here, we have 18 volt here also, and this is a cap, so it should have 18 volt also, but it's not coming to this coil. So one thing we know, that 18 volt, what this board is supposed to do is give 18 volts to this board, and this is happening, so we don't need to work on this board anymore. So I will just remove the power, and we will check further what is happening on this side of the board. And because I don't like to work on this power supply board, so I'll just get rid of it quickly. I'll grab a screwdriver, I think so. Then okay, I will get this board out, and remove this connection. sure we can get this board out now. If there is no more screws, we have one more screw here. I think I dropped one of the screws. I'll grab that. Okay, so it has some flexes. Don't need these flexes for now. We just need this board. Okay, just before I put it away, I just want to make sure, I want to check how much power is left in this capacitor without any power going through right now. So it's in DC range right now, and I will just connect the black probe and red probe. So see, we have 11.8 volts, so it's still holding. I think it's because it's this audio board is not consuming any power, that's why the bigger voltage is not going through that cap yet. So that could be one reason. There is, I want to go into the microscope now and check what is happening on this side of the board. Okay, so let's go into the microscope and see. Oh my god, microscope is off. Just give me a minute. Okay, so the microscope is on now, and let me just get a focus on this. So let's see for some physical damage, if there is any on this board. Oh, that looks good. Oh, I think the board looks good. There is no such thing as a blown, or look in the back. Okay, let's check with the multimeter. We are looking for any short to ground. Is in the beep range multimeter now. So the board is here now. Well, this is ground, and I will just check for, because 19 volt was coming here, so I'm okay with that. So 19, or just check it again anyway. So I'm just checking these two capacitors. That's okay. Okay, these coils are not beeping to ground, so they should be okay. Okay, let's check this line. 19 volt was, no, sorry, you could not see that. So when we checked it, we had power here. This was 19 volt coming, so 19 volt was coming here also. These three legs were ground. So let's see, if they were ground, they should beep. Okay, why is it not beeping? Okay, they are beeping. I did not, so the ground check was not good. Okay, this is a separate area, so I will just do this way now. So black probe on the ground, and I'm checking it now. Oh. So it's not ground. but this is ground, 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 and this was 19 volt also. So this is pin number 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Pin number 7 is 19 volt again. It's not showing ground. So 8 is ground, 9 is ground, and 10 is not I don't know if it is. So but our 19 volt was coming here, was going to this coil and this cap. So by the looks of it, I think this is ground. Let's check this coil. Okay, this coil is beeping, so we know that this coil is shorted to ground. Okay, so this coil has power coming from this IC. So before we check this IC, I want to remove this coil and see where the shortage is, because the shortage could be on either side of the coil. It could be here or it could be on this side as well. So when I remove the this coil, you can have a look. I'll just quickly try and remove this coil. Okay, use some flux, and then we can make sure which side of the board, which side of the coil we have shortage. So I'll remove it now. The coil is removed. Now we can check for the shortage. Ground check. So we don't have shortage on this side, or we have shortage on this side. So you can see when I remove the coil, before I remove the coil, these both sides were beeping, so they were showing short to ground. But when I remove the coil, only this side is beeping. So that means anything after this point is not short to ground anymore. So but this side we have to find where the shortage is. If we look at this pad is connected to these, possibly these 2 points. And which IC is this? Is 54334. So sorry, you can't see that. I'll just adjust it. Yeah, it's a 54334. So we will look for this 54334. We don't know what this IC is, so we are going to check on the data sheet if it is available. I'll just take you to the desktop, and I will open the browser. So this is browser is open. So the IC is 54334, 54334 TA82A. Okay, I think this is the data sheet. I'll open it. Is a TPS 54334, 4.2 volt to 28 volt input voltage. So it can receive 42 to 28 volts input voltage, or a synchronous step down voltage converter. So basically is stepping down or is bringing the voltage down. So let's see what this IC is, what it does. So the part we are interested in is this. So okay, let's just make it bigger. So this IC is a step down synchronous regulator kind of thing, and in this IC we have ground on pin number 4. So what we are going to check, because our coil was showing ground to a pin, so we need to check if that ground is on pin number 4 or somewhere else. So I'll just try and focus it. Yeah, okay. So beep check, ground check, and now I'm going to check if it's out of focus to my eyes. Okay. So this is pin number 1. So we were looking to pin number 4 was short to ground. 1, 2, 3. So pin number 3 is showing ground also. So pin number 4 is ground, which is okay, but pin number 3 is showing ground, which is not good. So is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So none of them are ground, but pin number 3 is ground. So what is pin number 3 and what it is doing? Let's go back to the desktop and we will check in these schematics. So pin number 3 was SW line. So it's output voltage line and it is showing ground. So SW you can read here, the source of internal high side power MOSFET. So it's a output voltage. So SW is a output voltage. You can see here it says O, so that makes sense. This is a output voltage. Okay, let's go back to the microscope. The next thing I'm going to do is I want to make sure that pin number 3 is causing short to ground. If I have removed the IC and pin number 3 is still short to ground, then we have something else. Otherwise this IC is faulty. Okay, that's removed. Go back to the multimeter. So that was 1, 2, 3. Look, there is no more shortage on this pin, and this pin is also connected to the coil, and we don't have a shortage on this coil, on this pad of the coil as also. So I think we are going in the right direction so far. Let me just check if I have this IC available in my stock. Okay, just 1 minute. Okay, it's made a sheet of whatever ICs I have available. So what we are looking for is TPS 5334. I'll copy it. I'll wait for this to load up. Just give it a second. We don't have it in stock. Maybe this space is causing it. Okay, we have something as a TPS 5334 and box number 007. Okay, I'll get this out. Okay, this is the one. We have the IC in stock, and this is the very first one. Is this? It says TPS 5334. Just need one IC. So this is the replacement IC that we have. Okay, 5334. So okay, we dropped one. Oh, this is the one came with the tweezer. Okay. To mix some solder to this area, to the coil. I'll just wait for this to heat up. Okay, that's good. So this leaded flux is mixed. I'll mix on these parts also. Remember, I need to put this coil back also once the shortage is removed. Okay. So let's कौन था? Okay, let's put this IC back on. This IC is on. Now we need to test if there is shortage, which we were having with the older IC. Okay, so the shortage is gone. Look, there's no more short to ground anymore, this pad, and pin number 3 is also good. Pin number 4 was ground, so we'll check the other pins as well. They are all okay. I think we are on the right direction so far, and I will put this coil back on, and quite sure the job is done. So the coil is in its place. Just I'm not happy with this IC so far. It's just this IC is okay. I'll just use it soldering iron also. Okay, so let's see if we still have shortage on that coil with this new IC. No, we don't. Okay, next thing we can test is with the, which we'll insert the power and see if we have some voltages on this coil. Again, the danger board is here. Don't like it. Okay, this is how it goes in, I think so. Yeah, so we will check on this coil. I'll go in the bigger cam now. I think you should be able to see that. Okay, so we will put the power in again. Is off. Okay, voltage in DC range. So what we were not having was some voltage on this coil, so we will check on this coil if we have some voltages. So let's see. Yes, we have voltage here. Is it going up and down? Yes, we have voltage. It's not high voltage, it's just low, but we have something here. So we have, oh, before we were not having any voltage on this side as well. So on this coil, I think this ground is not good. I'll check with this ground, and I will check what we have here. We have 18 volt, and do we have any voltage here on this coil, on this cap? Again, we have voltage here. We'll have the voltage here. Yes, we have 5 volt. So we have 5 volt now on this coil. Before we didn't have any voltage on this coil and was short to ground. I'm quite sure this is fixed. I will give it a close, and if it is working, I will make a video of is partially closed and working condition. If this is all good, then I will continue with this video. Okay, now I've got it put together, and my colleague has fixed it for me, has put everything in its place, and I've just checked it, and it's powering on. So still these speakers, I've not connected them. So once they are connected, I'm quite sure we will have a very good sound with this quality product. So I'll just check if it powers on again. Look, it's powering on. So select Bluetooth. So the Bluetooth, okay, what about Bluetooth is getting ready to pair. This is probably the menu button, and this is volume up and down. So it's all working. So thumbs up for this again, and this is working. So I'll just close this video now. Thank you for watching, and I'm quite sure you must have learned from this video something. And do like and subscribe to the channel, and if you have any questions or comments, write them down below and in the comment section, and we will try to answer them. Thank you very much. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.